Well, good morning my YouTube friends, it's Margaret again, and what are we looking at today? Well, this is the Phragmipedium collection of mine. Oh dear. Now I'm in the garage, and so it's Dress Down Friday in this house, and what I thought I'd do is, it's the 1st of November, and my mentor, Head of Ed's Orchids, feeds his frags November and May. So preempting what Ed said, I've brought all the frags down. In actual fact I've got 11, and I will sit down in the chair here. If you just let me just bring this slightly lower so you can see what I'm going to be doing. And if I turn, oh sorry, just bear with me a minute. Got to remember which way I'm turning the camera. See, that's where I'm going to sit, and hopefully with a little bit of luck, if I just position this right, you'll be able to see what I'm going to see. So right, so I'm going to sit down now here. I have to be careful because I've got a leg on the table which is coming between me, and right, so I'll just go through some of them. I don't think I need to go through all of them. That's that little one, which is the, let me just show you, the one that, this is the one that I've got in this waterculture, isn't it now? And Olaf Gruss. Okay. And let's have a look. I did think that these leaves just wanted a little, I think I've treated these with that solution for spider mites, and maybe there's a little bit left on these leaves, and I don't want the leaves to remain too wet. I think I might have sorted out that humidity problem in the grow room, in as much as now the humidifier goes off at around about 3. So last night when I went to bed, the humidity was 68. Quite dirty, can you see? And it's always good to give your orchids a clean, especially down the fans if you can get down. I mean, some of them are tight. So so like I say, I went to bed and it was 68. Now I don't know, I think that might be dirt, but it could be tinged with a little bit of red. And what was it this morning when I got up? Oh, it hadn't altered. So the humidity stayed at 68, and I've just put the humidifier on and started off on the low setting, and now I've just gone in and switched it off altogether, for the simple reason being it had gone up to 80. It's marvellous, that humidifier is. So I've gently cleaned a lot of the gunk that forms down in these little areas. See that one died back there, which I've put some dragon's blood in, and so this one's just been sat with these grow stones, and in this little jar of water. So what I'll do with this one, I'm going to be stretching back and forth. I do apologise about this. I'm going to empty this water out. Well, empty it all out. It's been in there a few days now, not too long. I did actually, I think, water on Wednesday, but I didn't what I call do a deep cleansing. That means I use these type of trays, and I'll show you what I do in a minute. but I do it twice. I pour that same runoff twice, and then I do another runoff, which is clean water. Right. So what I'm going to do with this one now is just put these grow stones back, and then the only reason I'm doing this is to try and see if I can get this rather weak frag to survive. Right, I'll put that water on the floor underneath so I don't break my neck. And oh, I've just got to step up now. I've left my little cup just behind me, just tucked behind me here. And I'll have a sip of my coffee while I'm at it, which is very nice because it's not cold in the garage, but it's not overly warm, and I can hear the washing machine going. Right, let me just gently wipe the back of these leaves. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I wanted to just go through each orchid and just have a look at them. Okay. See, it's been quite badly marked, look. Quite badly marked. Anyway, I've got a bucket of water here, a big black bucket of water, and it was 13 degrees the temperature, so I've had to boil the same water in a saucepan, and it's brought it up to 22, which should be quite nice. Now what do I do with this one? I think what I'm going to do with this one is just put a quarter. Let me just show you. This is what Ed uses, and this is what I'm going to use. Okay. And I think Ed uses a teaspoon, and this one's going to be a quarter of a teaspoon. Well, it might be actually less. So let's just have a look whether I can just pull a little bit out. I don't actually think I need a quarter of a teaspoon because it you know, it is a weakened plant. So I'm just going to use, can you see, that amount. I'll just tip that in there like that. And that little bit that's left, it doesn't matter. I'll just wipe the area for that. And let's just put, now this is just plain rainwater out of the barrel or the butt at the back door, and all I'm going to do with that now is place it back in there. And you see, there's the roots. Trying to keep the crown or the rhizome just free from that water, just to enable these two new growths to put down roots. But that's how I'm going to, you know, I've decided that's how I'm going to grow this one. And so what's the next one I'm going to show you? Oh, don't forget to put my label in. Okay, push down there. Now let's show you this one. Now this is quite a big one, you see, but can you see how the leaf is dying back? And there we go. And this one's Phragmipedium by Rothianum, which is longiflorum by Hertzie. And so this is the new growth here. I just slightly raise you. This is a slightly bigger orchid. Let's see if I can. What I'm trying to do is just enable you to. There we go. Can you see now? And this is in one of those big deep pots. and you'll see there's some runoff water still in there. And you see the runoff water. Not a lot. So I'll use one of these little containers because I throw that runoff water away. Hence I've got all this bubble wrap on the table so the water doesn't go everywhere. And but you see, you know, we've got this dying back leaf, and I'm not going to cut it off yet or detach it. It's on the older growth, and this is the newest growth. I can't see anything down there. That's looking at it the wrong way. I can't see anything down there yet. And you see down the centre? But this was bought as a seedling in, what year was that? 17. So, yes, February 17, £6 I paid for that. So what I'm going to just do with this one now is get the fish blood and bone, and there's the 1 teaspoon size. There we go. And like Ed does, sprinkles it all the way around. You know, when you've got a good teacher like Ed. It's very much like Rick. You know, he's a tried and tested gentleman, and when you get something right, when it ain't broke, you don't fix it. And then all I do now is usually, show you, I do 2 of these cups. That's all. And that's why I always have to have a container underneath. Right. And then it fills up like that. And then what I shall do later is this runoff water I tip back in, and then after that I get fresh water again, so it's a nice warm fresh water, and then I let it run through and it doesn't go in the bottom. The residue you saw in the bottom of here was the runoff from Wednesday. So they get one feed and a flush, and it goes through. I reintroduce that water, and then that water's thrown away, and I do a fresh flush, and the water is allowed to run out. So there we go. See this one here, this is the same, and you see the leaf. And let's have a look what this is. Oh, this is Phragmipedium lasverinus. See that nice new growth there? Can't see anything in the middle. And again, you see, this is quite a big Phragmipedium. See, there's the leaf. And it seems to be doing fine. So there's nothing else, there's no other new growth there. So again, getting here, but, you know, you just eyeball it, spread it round, lift your leaves up. See, there's hardly any runoff. There's no runoff water in there. And again. So I blocked your vision then, didn't I? I won't do it with that hand. Sorry, I have to do it with my left hand, and then I'm not obscuring your vision. There we go. See? got a collection of them down here now. There's 3 there already. And we come to the little ones. And this is a nice little one. This was a seedling from Burnham's. And again in February. And then it looks as though I repotted this on the September 18, and I've not repotted it since. So that's looking nice, can you see? Healthy leaves. And just got this one leaf dying back there. And I did notice this morning, and you see that nice new tiny growth there, and that's coming out of this dying leaf out of the axil there. So that's doing very nicely. So again, I mean, I don't know whether or not I should be giving these the full teaspoon of fish, what is it, fish blood and bone, or whether, because they're smaller, I should be giving a slightly smaller amount. But anyway, they seem to be doing okay. So I'm going to give them that full amount. Now where's my cup gone? Now I've not got a container now, so I need to have a little container to put underneath. See, they sit in the little black tray on the shelf. So this is what I mean by lifting it up, putting it in one of them, and here we go. Water it in. And you'll always see some floating out into the water. That's just something that it just happens. It just floats out into this little tray of water. And so I'm going to put that over there. And I'm going to do the same for each one. So I'm not going to bore you all rigid by going through each one, because the video would be too long. And let's have a look at that one. See, this is what I find now. Can you see there where you get the frag roots, and you see them growing on the surface there, and I try and cover them up. I put a little bit of lava rock or bark or something, just so that those roots aren't actually exposed. And what's this one called? This is garum weaver. So again, I should be doing the same process, and but I can't see any flowers. Now let's bring this big one here. Okay, and this one is Phragmipedium humboldtii, and you see that one with that nice big root. It's alright. I'm dripping. Just let me put this little towel down. As I'm tipping it up, I'm dripping. Right, can you see that nice root there going down? And you see there's about an inch here that's still dry. And when I looked this morning, let me just see if I Can you see there? I've got another root coming there now, and so this tells me this is fine. And I've got the same problem there again, can you see? Where the root is proud of the media. And then I've got a new root there trying to get down. So again, what I do, you see, I find a piece of wood with a little tiny shape into it, and I try and just put it round the roots. So I'm going to put some fish blood and bone in here. Shake it round. I'm shaking it round this area because that's where that nice growing root is. Now let me just have a look here. Tip this back here. Now I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it. Just bear with me a minute. And now I've missed that first thing, you see, when I've been checking. Can you see there? There? And my thumb is just there, underneath at the side there. I've got a new growth. Coming off this fan from last year. So that's exciting. Right, hold on. Right, now this one, oh dear, because it's in a bigger thing, a bigger pot, I put it in a bigger tray. All these little things, you know, we do. So I've got that, that's the new growth there, and I've got another tiny one coming there. I can't see yet any signs of it flowering, but I'm not bothered at the moment because I'd rather have healthy growths. And there we go. Usually now with these big ones, what I do with these big ones is I actually usually give them 3. I do find that just giving them 2 cups is not quite enough, so I give these 3 cups. I do like sometimes the way you can see the frags with these open pots. You can see how they're going on, unlike with the when they're in the, you know, the black ones. But this one has to sit in a black pot because it's terrestrial, you see. So it keeps the light out. And then let me just manoeuvre that back over here. And then just have a look if there's anything that's strikingly obvious. I will probably finish this video and realise, oh gosh, I've missed that one. Now Ed was showing his Ripteri has got another bloom, his mother plant. That's my new growth, but I can't see anything there yet that's showing me any signs of flower. But then I think this morning what I did notice out of this new growth, and you see down there, this little area there, and you see I've got another little growth coming out of that new growth. So all is well, I do believe. Right, I'm just going to stand up for a second and see if there's anything else that's jumping out. don't think so, just bear with me a minute now. Well, I'm back again, and I brought the Phragmipedium into the garage. And the reason I brought that in is I wanted to ask whether or not this is a candidate for some fish, blood and bone. Because I've not fed this since I've received it, and it has had rainwater, but it's had no feed, and you'll see one of the buds just cracking open there. See? So I think my assumption was right, that this one could be a white one, but with a very striking lip. That was the first, but that's still not opened yet. So if anybody's got any idea whether I can give this a teaspoon of fish, blood and bone, I'd very much appreciate that if you could come back to me. And then, so I'm just going to see, I'm in the garage, so I've just got the tripod now and just show you some of the, that's the Phragmipedium grande. That one there is the Phragmipedium Andean Fire. That's the big Phragmipedium, the no ID from Madeira, which we think is Schroederi. This is the Phragmipedium Bessi times Caracenia, I think. Oh yes, this is Phragmipedium Mary Bess. That one. And if I take you back over here, this one here is Phragmipedium Garum Weaver. So these on the table now, except that one which I've already just fed, that's the one with the nice root. I'm going to feed and water these, and if you get a chance, if you could come back to me and see whether or not I can give this a tablespoon of feed. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll leave you on these buds that are opening. Take care now. Bye bye.